Hello, this is level 1. If you're new here, welcome. Or if you're one of the 126 subscribers who subscribed to me because of my iPhone video, welcome back. So as an introduction, this is the first episode of my devlog series about me creating my first game ever using the Unity engine. And I just want to point out that because this is my first game, so I won't have anything impressive or cool to show you for the first couple episodes. But eventually I do want to make a really cool game that I've had in my mind for a couple of years. Just didn't have the skill or the knowledge to make that, and this is my first step to learn the basics. And if you're interested in watching more devlog videos like this, yeah, please do consider subscribing, and there's more to come. So after around 6 hours, this is the game so far. As you can see, the game's pretty plain. I only used a few basic colors and simple shapes, but I'm pretty proud of how cool the game looks and feels, especially when these balls hit and explode into a million different little pieces. It just feels so satisfying. But yeah, once the game becomes a little bit more playable and enjoyable, I will definitely improve it with better graphics and make it look nicer. But for now, this is pretty much what it looks like. So I started with an empty Unity project, and to keep it simple and basic, I just drew a circle for the player and added this little pointy triangle thing where the player can shoot balls out of. And it took a bit of time and a bit of doodling, but I added the ability for the player to move around the map, and it looks like this. What I did next was to design the cannonballs that the player can shoot. And by design, I really just mean spending 5 minutes on the color. And now I can shoot balls. Pretty cool. Doing all that stuff, believe it or not, it took a bit of time and my eyes were starting to hurt because the game was so bright and the background was like a white color. So yeah, I changed everything to a dark mode and it looks so much better. Next, I used the Unity particle system to create this little explosion effect when the balls hit the wall, and yeah, it looks really nice. Now that we have the player controls all done and ready, next was to create the enemies, and because my art skills are still locked, I have to rely on using basic shapes again. So basically the enemies are just gonna be different arrangements of circles, triangles, squares, and a hexagon. I don't know, I couldn't come up with any other designs, but yeah, we got 4 different enemy shapes, and they do slightly different things with different damage, speed, and things like that. So the little baby enemy that looks like a square with a little pointy triangle, those guys are going to be able to move across the map super fast and zip across much faster than, say, the bigger enemies like the hexagon one, which is going to be able to shoot in all directions but just move really slowly because they're so thick. Wait, hang on, that's one direction. That's better, now he can shoot in all directions. Now that we have the enemies all set up, I gave them the ability to move around, spin like crazy, aim their pointy bit at the player, and gave them all the universal enemy color, which is red. So here's a test play of how the enemies behave. It's working great, but I think one thing is missing, which is HP bar, so that we can see the HP. And in case you didn't know what HP stands for, it stands for hot pots. I got this to work after watching a few tutorials, and it was at this point where I started to feel more comfortable using the platform and starting to understand how everything works. So I played the game quite a few times over and over again and fixed the bugs I could find here and there, and I realized there was a major issue with the game, which was it was missing a sense of purpose for the player to do something or to achieve a goal. That was missing. So I came up with this brilliant idea where there's hearts at the bottom of the screen, which is the players, and some hearts at the top of the screen, which is the enemies, and the goal is not only to protect yourself but also your hearts. So basically it's going to be game over if you die or the enemies have destroyed all your hearts. This kind of forces the player to take the enemy balls head on and challenge them to a fight because they have to protect the balls rather than zipping around the map and dodging everything quite easily. Here we go, here's a test play of the new heart system, and I'm not gonna lie, I think I just wasted like an hour coding and animating these hearts and end up making it less fun to play. Because it took away the freedom from the player to explore the map and test out different shooting strategies and angles. Instead, they're kind of forced to stay at the bottom to protect these pointless hearts. I think I might go back to the way it was before, but yeah, do please let me know in the comments below what you think. Next in my list was to create a type of enemy that doesn't move, where they just sit along the wall and shoot at the player every like X amount of seconds. So I created this cannon enemy and put them along the map and did a quick test play, and wow, I got demolished. This is round 2 of the test play. This is round 3, and I don't know if I suck at this game or they're just too strong, so I think I'll nerf them down a bit. And this is it guys, now I have a semi-playable game. Thank you for watching. If you have any good ideas for the game, just leave it in the comments and I'll add it in the next video. And now the rest of the video will just be one of my test plays at normal speed. So enjoy and see you next time.